you tell us about the origin of tabla and how the gharanas form?
First of all, tabla is a very young instrument. It's maybe 200 years old. It's not very old instrument. Tabla came after uh, instruments like sitar, surbahar, sarangi. They came, and because they needed to have a percussion instrument to accompany this instrument, these new instrument like sitar and everything, and also to play with the dance, Kathak. So they found this instrument in northern India. It was called dhama.
Hmm.
Dhama was like a bigger version of tabla. It was actually an instrument that was played in the temples, and they used to play the bass drum with the flour dough on it, and the big tabla, and it was played with the hands, not fingers,
Not finger.
with the hands. So they found that instrument, and because in front of the Maharajas and the kings, you cannot sit and play, you have to stand and play.
Mm.
So they could not use those big instruments. So they made smaller ones and created a stand which you went like this with a little piece of wood, and the instrument was sitting on it. And then they used to stand and play. So that's how tabla was brought. And in the last 150, 160 years, it became the most well-known rhythm instrument in North India, and is now, because of the popularity of sitar, sarod, sarangi, flute, santur, tabla is the main instrument to play with them. It has become the most popular instrument. So I have to say that's the short history of tabla.
Okay, thank you very much. You have received your.
Yes.
Did you
My tabla education.
your tabla education? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you study with other Ustad as well?
No, I did not study with other stars, but I, like all the young tabla players, whether it's me or Shankar Ghosh or Kanai Datta or Latif Ahmed Khan or anybody like that, we all were interested to hear other masters, and then to see if we can, grab something from
Grab
there. Because I mean, if there's something good, you must, why not use it? So like that. So this was the way to learn. Always the old masters, it was not always that they will sit with you and they will teach you. You must find a
You
way
must.
to get the information from them. So that's how Indian teaching is. When I was learning with my father would be sitting here and I would be in another room practicing. So he wouldn't be sitting there watching me, but he'd be talking to somebody else, but one ear is there.
Yeah.
And if I made a mistake, he will shout, "Ah! Correct," like this. That's how. That's how you learn. You did not just sit there and learn like that. So, even with your own guru, you did not learn like that. But every night, in the late night, I would sit with my father like this, and then he would talk about rhythm, about other masters, about great compositions, and talk, not play, just talk. So main information for my music came from that talking with my father.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so in that conversation with my father is I am learning more, not sitting there and practicing and him sitting here and just hearing, but by talking. He's talking to me and saying, this composition, Ustad Mia Fakir Baksh, he made like this and so on. So all information. So that was great. That was good to know. And so that's how I learned. But when I watch Pandit Kishan Maharaj or Pandit Shamta Prasad ji or Karamatullah Khan Sahab or Sheikh Dawood or Habibuddin Khan Sahab or Afaq Hussain Khan or Khalifa Wajid Hussain Khan, you watch them and you listen and you go home and you think and you try. That's Tirakwa Khan Sahib, same way. You know, just watching. When there was a tabla concert in Bombay, when I was young, 12, 13 years old, and if there was a tabla concert, I would go and I would sit in the front like this, watching, because I wanted to learn. So I took many things that Kishan Maharaj ji did and tried to fix it in my tabla. I took many things that Shamta Prasad ji did and I put it on my tabla. Sharda Sahai,
From Benares.
Habibuddin Khan Sahab, Amir Hussain Khan Sahab. So I take all that information and I say, oh, this composition Amir Hussain Khan Sahab plays is very nice. That kaida, and so I learn, but I did not learn from him. So I make my own way to make it. So like that. But I know the theme. The main theme is the one he played. So like that. So if you are a student of music, you must learn everything that is there about that music. And every day you learn. There is, my father told me, there is no master. There is no guru.
So he gave you the
There is only student. There is only student. There is no guru.
Okay.
If you think you are a guru, then you'll stop learning. And every day you have to learn. There's something different. Every day you see something happens and you say, oh, okay, I can do that. Every day. So you cannot imagine that if you think you're now master, then there's nothing more to learn. Then you might as well retire and stop, close, finish.
Ustad, what is the effect of religion of India?
See, all the ancient maestros, Karanas, they all learn from everybody. When Amir Hussain Khan Sahib was playing a tabla solo concert in Bombay, you will say, this is Haji Saab, or this is so and so, and this is a composition from so and so. He will tell, and he will play. It was not always a composition from the same, his father or his grandfather, but from all. And Tirakwa Khan Sahib did the same thing. When you hear the recording of Kishan Maharaj ji or Santa Prasad ji or somebody, they do the same thing. This is Bhairav Sahai, this is Baldev Sahai, this is Fakir Baksh, and they will mention the name and then they will play the composition. It does not mean that they were the student of that person. It's just that they were so inspired from a beautiful composition that they learned it to be able to play it. So that was very important. Sometimes what happens is that there are younger students of these great masters and they want that my master is the best. The other master is not the best. So it's the students who create this little thing. So my master taught so and so, and my master taught so and so, and my master taught so and so. It's not like that. They don't know that their master taught so and so. It's just that because they saw somebody play a composition, which their master had also played or learned, they decide, oh, he learned from my master. It's like that. So it's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's fine. But that's the way the thing is. Even in, I'm sure in Turkey it's the same way. Or in Africa it's the same way. It's just the way it is. But my father always told me, you see something nice, you hear something good, take it, learn it. It's okay. It's why do you not want? Why do you say that is beautiful, but it's not my master, so I'm not going to learn it? That's not the way to grow as a musician. That's the way to become like this.
So
Music, when you are being creative, when you are learning and you are becoming a player of music, this is not a good thing. This is good for a horse. You're not a horse, you're a human being. You want to open, you want to see, you want to hear, and then you want to take all that information and you want to do something with it. It's your way to how do you say, say thank you to all these great masters. If you learn all the compositions they play and you play it, you say thank you to them. You know, you say namaste and how nice, great that you are there, and because of you I learned this composition. Because of you I learned this, and so that's the way it is.
This about your life. When did you first start to give concerts overseas? First time when you start?
Oh, a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time
60s,
ago.
70s?
I think in 1967 I first went to Shiraz.
Shiraz.
That's in Iran. There was
Iran,
a festival
Iran. Ah.
that used to take place in Shiraz. It was hosted by the Shah of Iran, and it was a major, big festival, a huge festival. And all the musicians from the Asia, Southeast Asia part of the world would go there to play. So I went there to play with a santoor maestro, Shiv Kumar Sharma, because santoor also was in. There was a santoor player in Iran at that time. His name was Paiwar. Paiwar was a great santoor maestro, and he was interesting to hear Shiv Kumar from India. So they went, and so that's how I went to Shiraz. After that, I went to Afghanistan and I went to Russia, and to play with the Indian music group sent by the government. And then in 1970, I came to Europe.
Europe, 1970s.
Yeah, and I played in Germany and France and England and stuff, and then I went to America.
Who took you to Europe first?
I came with Ashish Khan,
Ashish Khan.
the sarod player,
Yeah.
son of Ustad Ali Akbar
Ustad
Khan.
Ali Akbar.
And so he and I came together
Mm.
to play in Europe.
And then you went to US.
Then I went
Yeah.
to US to play with Ravi Shankar.
Ravi Shankarji first then. And Ali Akbar, did you
You
give
were
the
teaching.
you-
Huh?
You were also teaching sometime in his academy, Ali Akbar Khan.
Ali Akbar.
For 11 years, I was teaching at Ali Akbar
in
College of
first
Music.
years?
I was, in the beginning
In the
years,
beginning.
from 1971 till almost 1982, I was teaching at the Ali Akbar school
Wow.
and playing concerts with Ali Akbar Khan Sahab, traveling with him all over the world.
Now Swapanji is there.
Now Swapanji. After me, Swapanji.
After is Swapanji.
Yeah. Because for me it became very difficult to teach and travel. There's too much concerts and all that.
You're busy.
So
Oh.
it was not possible to.
Mhm.
So
8 years ago, you told me you will come to me, but I'm busy in with my programs. You have to you have to find your guru who is you're giving every day.
yeah, because I mean
lessons.
I don't want to tell you yes, I will
Come.
teach you, and then you are coming, and then I'm saying tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
or maybe 6 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock, and then I'm too busy.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Sandesh is I'm very lucky.
So
for
I'm
that.
glad that you found somebody who will give you the time and teach you in proper every day, and not like, oh, today I'm busy, come tomorrow, or it's not like that. It's good.
You told me Vade Konkar, you was with him in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Is your neighbor or
He was not my neighbor, but we were always meeting in music programs,
music program?
in just small gatherings and festivals and everything. And then sometimes
Especially with Ustad Amir
Amir
Hussain
Hussain Khan Sahab, and so we would, how here also there is always like some places where all Turkish musicians meet.
Yes.
They're coming together, social.
Social.
So in India also there was
Mahfils,
this, in Bombay, Mumbai, there was a social thing for Indian musicians. So if we would always, like, every once a week, twice a week, meet and talk, and sometimes there would be a lunch at some musician's house. We are all there. Sometimes some musician's daughter or son's getting married. We are there. All that kind of stuff. So that's how Vadegaonkar was there. And then many times there would be concerts. He would be playing with a singer. I would be playing with a dancer or an instrumentalist. So like that.
Yeah, and now you are in Istanbul, and usually with esteemed musicians, great musicians, you bring them with you.
70 in the world. When you talked about Indian music, you said, oh, Ravi Shankar, sitar. But there were other sitar players also, very great, but nobody knew. Because on the big board, it says Ravi Shankar. So when I started playing and I started to become famous or well known and everything, I did not want the same thing to happen with the drumming world. So I felt that I want to go on tour. If I'm going on tour, I will bring with me other drummers, and you should hear them. So I started this Masters of Percussion thing. So I've got Sridhar here and Navin Sharma and Uma Shankar, who's my great friend Vinayak Ram's son. So it's nice to have the four of us playing together. And I was trying to explain to everybody that I'm just one of the musician in this group. I'm not the great musician in this group. I'm just one of them. And I have to tell you, you have to understand this, that there are many people who say, oh, Zakir Hussain is like the most best tabla player or something in the world. It's not true. It's not true. I'm just one of the good tabla players.
Still many people believe
There are at least there are at least 15 or 20 tabla player who are just good like me or maybe better. But because my name is on the big poster, so everybody knows Zakir Hussain and some people know others. And that is wrong. And it's people like you who write in magazines like this, you must make that clear.
Yeah.
Because in Indian music, there's so much deep line of musicians. When you're talking about Swapan Chaudhary ji, Anindo Chatterjee, Shubhankar is there, Vikram Ghosh is there, Shankar Ghosh, the senior musician, is there. There's so many fabulous Sharda Sahai, one of the senior great musician, and they should all be known.
I heard Shub Maharaj.
Shiv Maharaj is the grandson of Kishan Maharaj.
Huh. He's a young guy.
He's young.
Growing as a.
He's so great. You must play 5,000 concerts like that. Then maybe you are okay.
Fuck, Guruji.
It's important. It's important. In this Western world, you make one big hit, number one song, you're a big star.
Yeah.
But that's not how you prove yourself as a musician. You must have number one song for 15 years. Then maybe, okay. That's why Beatles are famous, Rolling Stones are famous, or John Coltrane is famous. Great musicians. They were great for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. That's why they were great. Not because... So Shiv has studied quite a bit with Kishan Maharaj, and we will see how it comes
together.
But it's like at the moment, you've got great players like Yogesh Samshi. He's a very fine player. Wow, it's like that. I mean, it's just amazing. What's good is good. What's good is good. That's it. So I mean, there are many tabla players like that, and who are playing, and there's no reason why you should not talk to them or about them and write about them in here. So the world should know about them. The world should know that there's not just one tabla player in the world. There's 100,000 tabla players in the world, and they are all good.
Do you think that a musician
to know who you are, your identity as a person? If you don't know yourself, how will you tell someone else who you are? I come to you, I say, hello, I'm Zakir Hussain. I know I'm Zakir Hussain. Correct? So if I come with my music, I must know what my music is. If I don't know, then I won't be able to talk to you. That's one. Secondly, once I know my music and I want to talk to you, then I must know a little bit of your music. Then I can talk to you. So it's important to get to understand all that. So when you get the training in your culture, in your language, in your music, in your way of life, then you come with confidence that you are a person that is connected to something very special. So when you meet him or her or anybody, you are able to make that connection with very strong confidence and play. So yes, you must first get to know your culture and play your instruments. I was asking George Harrison, why don't you play more sitar? You've learned sitar for many years and you play. Why don't you play sitar? And he said, you know, I have learned sitar, but if I play sitar on my guitar and pay my respect to my guru through the instrument that I'm comfortable at. So I know my guitar and therefore I can speak through my guitar in the other language of the other music because I know how to do this. So that's why it is important. I know how to play tabla, so I can play congas on the tabla. I can play congas on the tabla or drums on the tabla. I can play bass on the tabla. It's because I know how to play tabla. If I had taken tabla and tried to play it like a bongo drum or conga drum without knowing tabla, I'd be nowhere.